One of my best converting ads was a picture of a dog. While doing that section is I will exclude everybody. You have to answer all of those questions. What's up, agents? It's Chastin J Miles, and in this video I want to give you some tips on how you can get better conversions from your Facebook ad. When you get better conversions from your Facebook ads, you get more leads. So that's what we're going to talk about. Alright, before we get too deep into the Facebook ads, I feel like this is super important because a lot of us are trying to generate leads for our businesses, especially through Facebook. Facebook is an awesome platform to generate buyer or seller leads, but I realized that some people aren't having the best of luck. And as I started talking to more and more agents, and this became just like a huge deal, I felt the need to record a video about it. There's a lot of companies out there that are trying to sell you leads and everything, and they can be super expensive. And if you're like me, when you were just starting out, you may not have that budget to invest in a full-on marketing company to run your Facebook ads and lead generation. So I'm gonna tell you some things that you can do starting right now to get better results from your Facebook ads. And the first thing that's gonna come about is going to be your objective. So the who, what, when, where, why. You have to answer all of those questions before you even begin running a Facebook ad. Think about why you're running this ad. Of course, you know you want to get leads from it, but you have to have a deeper reason. So is it to get seller leads? Is it to get buyer leads? Is it to showcase a property? What's the real objective of the ad? Who are you gonna target with this ad? And what do you even want them to do? Where are they located? All those questions, the who, what, when, where, and why, are the questions that you want to answer before you even start the ad creation process. Next, these 4 things that I'm about to give you now are the true parts of the ad, and I'm going to tell you what your mindset should be when you're creating these parts. And the first one is going to be your target audience. So here's how I believe that it should be done, and I've tried ads all kinds of ways, where I get in there and I target specific people and specific ages and this and that. Now I only focus on a couple of things, and one of those things is the location. So pick a geographical location that's not too big, so not the whole city, but maybe a zip code, and run that as your target demographic. Okay, what you're gonna get from that is you're going to get the people who are most interested in it. So it's kind of like casting a wide net and seeing who bites. Then you can run your ad to that specific person, but you need to gather that data first, and that's how you're gonna do it, by casting that wide net. Something else that I do when you're in your Facebook Ads Manager, there's a section called exclusions, and what I'll do in that section is I will exclude everybody who's kind of related to real estate. So real estate agents, brokers, people who work in real estate offices. I don't really want to show my ads to them. I want to show them to people that are just in the public, and so those are people that I'm going to exclude. But that's how I zero in on my target market. Facebook gives you a lot of data, but you can kind of create your own data, like I said, by casting that wide net. Next, it's going to be your copy. So copy is the words that are actually in your ad, and I'm gonna give you kind of my little copy formula so that you can create better copy. I mean, the copy is super important. First, it's gonna start with your attention grabber. You need something that is going to grab their attention, and this is going to be the first line in your ad. A common practice with this is pretty much calling out your target audience. So you can say attention homeowners, or attention renters, or do you live in the Dallas area? So have that first line be an attention grabber, and then your second line and your second and third line, that's going to be your problem. So what problem are the people facing? Because when you're writing your copy, you're gonna finalize it with the solution, but you need to call out the problem people are experiencing. So as an example, maybe, are you tired of getting lists of properties that are already off the market? Or are you tired of constantly searching for a home and not finding what you want? You wanna zero in on a problem right there that's going to identify with your audience. This is why it's important to do that first step and figure out what the objective objective of your ad is going to be. The third thing is going to be like a case study or a testimonial. So that social proof aspect. We've been able to help such and such do whatever. So whatever that problem is, we've been able to help these people do that. Or Mary has a new home. Whatever it is, but you're going to put a case study down in there. And then next, it's going to be the solution to the problem. So I'm a real estate agent, and here's how I solve this problem, and here's how I can solve it for you. Then lastly, you're going to end it with a call to action. What do you want this person to do? Fill out our short form to get X. Whatever the call to action is, you need to have it in there. Don't just leave no instructions on what you want the viewer to, or what you want the actual person to do. Don't just leave it to where the person is wondering what they have to do to get your information or whatever you're going to offer them. The next important part of your ad is going to be the images. So imagery is super important, and the one big tip with this one, because you're probably going to have to test to see which image is working the best, but you need something that's going to capture people's attention. Keep in mind, when they're on Facebook, what are we doing? We're just scrolling, and we're scrolling fast. So you want an image that's going to stop them from scrolling. Bright colors or something that's just like way out there is what you want to use essentially. And like I said, test these out. Sometimes it's not just going to be about putting a picture of a property. One of my best converting ads was a picture of a dog. It was a picture of a dog. Like, people responded to that ad. And so test this out, test different images, maybe use big bright colors like yellow and red, and see what works better. And then lastly is going to be your call to action. A big mistake that I see a lot of people do with running ads is they just send people to their website, which is fine, but they're sending them to the wrong places in your website. What you want to do, you want to start using like landing pages or quizzes or forms for them to fill out. Don't just send them to a property website. Don't just send them to your home page. That's not going to convert. They're going to go there, look around, and then they're going to leave. You want to capture their information. That's what's making them an actual lead. Something that works really good is offering free downloads. So if you have a guide or a list or something that they can download and read, or maybe even a video series, offer that, and in exchange for what you're giving them, capture their name and email address. And if you want to even go even further, you can get their phone number. But that's the exchange that you're going to be looking for with that call to action. Try these strategies out and let me know down in the comments how they work for you.